Assalamu alaikum everyone. So the video that I created this morning and spent the whole day on working is just poof, gone. But here is what I am teaching you in real life. This is about mindset. This is the success key which has helped me, and which is the success key which is helping the students who are getting helped. If I had stopped and then said to you guys that I don't have anything to do, it would have been okay with you also. But for me, I was like, no, I really wanted to teach you guys how to move from one stage to another of the autism diet, and that's what I'm doing. If life gives you lemon, make lemonade with it. All right, baby, let's start. There are 5 stages to the autism diet. If you don't know what the autism diet is, I have made a video on this a few weeks ago. I'm going to link it in the description and also in the show note or iCard. And in there I have taught what the stages are, so I'm not gonna go details in that. I want to teach you guys today specifically how to move from one stage to another. So 5 stage in short were mindset, GFCF, grain free, heal and seal, and 5th was maintenance. When I asked most of you guys who were watching like which stage do you think you are, almost 99% of the people who responded said I am in stage 2, and they requested me to teach them how to move from stage 2 to stage 3 and so on and so forth. That's what we are going to do. So stage 2 is GFCF. It's pretty much easy to do, and most of the time parents are actually finding it easy these days. Previously, 5 years ago when I was working with Muhammad, it was very hard because I had to make everything from scratch at my home. I could not find gluten-free this and that because gluten-free that time was still not as affordable or as available as it is now. You guys are actually lucky to do GFCF. That is pretty much easier. The main problem that happens when moving from GFCF to grain-free is the boom. What am I going to feed my child, and how am I going to stop rice and everything, you know? So if you were my student, I would have started with detox. If you were my student, I would have started with detox. Here's why. Most of the kids on the spectrum, they have some form of sensory issues, and those sensory issues accumulates and contributes to the specific food aversion, texture aversion, not liking certain food, and things like that. That's why I always focus on with detox first, so that we can remove the sensory issues that is accompanied and that is causing your child to be restricted in their diet. So when you remove that obstacle, it actually becomes really easy to go from GFCF to the grain free. So that is number 1 strategy that you need to know, you need to implement, which is to overcome the sensory issue through DIY detox. And I'm going to talk about a little bit on how you can do it very cheap and very effectively. The second thing that you need when you want to go from GFCF to grain free is actually recipe ideas, what to cook, how to make things yummy, and all of those jazz, right? Because a lot of the time when I'm sharing in Instagram, I get a lot of DM asking like, please share this recipe, please share that recipe, please share what you're making. And I was like, oh, you guys want me to make recipes and teach you how I am making things. So that means you need recipe ideas. The third thing you need to know when to go grain free is how to feed healthy food in a way that your child is going to be excited about it, not bored and angry about it. So here is the thing that you can do to overcome sensory issues. You need to do detox, right? That's what I said. Now if you are trying to do a total DIY version of it on your own without professional guidance, then I would say the safest method is to make sure that you are making sure that your child is pooping a lot, sweating a lot, and also that your child is using some form of detox product, not detox sprays, detox products. Oh, I get a lot of questions being asked like, do I use this in your body, life, and some other varieties of detox sprays? And I'm like, no, don't do them. Why? Because A, they don't work, or B, they can cause more problem. I have had many people DM me saying that they have tried those brands, and then a few days it was okay, but then a severe form of regression started happening. You don't want that for your child, right? The other alternative is to join our mini course, which is just $37 US. So when you join mini course, I have, and I'm going to be upgrading a little bit on that and focusing on detox. So when anybody is a mini course student, and if you are a mini course student, then you already know the 5 supplements that we use, right? I am going to be uploading another secret supplement that we use for our students inside the big programs, and I'm going to share the link and the description of how to use it, how to dose it, and things like that inside the mini course. That is from purely herb based, purely from nature. There is no chemicals in it. It's just dried powder form, which you add with water or with some sort of juice, and then you feed your child, and that is going to help with the detox. You can start that part. So when you are joining the mini course, you're getting the gut healing protocol a little bit as well. So those small things, when you implement, you're gonna be inshallah able to overcome sensory issues to some extent, unless your child is severe. So in that case, you will need professional guidance. But if your child is just mild to moderate sensory issues, you can overcome that inshallah with that form. And as for recipe ideas, the mini course has a recipe bundle that we use inside our program that's going to be available for you if you join. And also, if you have heard about me talking about the webinar that I did recently, where I have taught how to make healthy foods yummy, I'm gonna link all the descriptions. You link all. I am tired. I have been doing so many things since morning. I am going to link all the things that you need to know, resources and everything, in the description. To be able to go from GFCF to grain free, in summary, you need to know that you need to overcome sensory issue. You need to know a lot of recipe ideas and how to feed, and those 3 things you need to be able to do safe DIY, right? Those few things you're gonna learn inside the mini course, and I'm gonna leave the link. And that's only $37 US, not a big price. It's very affordable. And after that, you will be inshallah able to go grain free. Many of our mini course students have been successful in going grain free, and then they share their wins pretty regularly with me that mini course has changed their life, because they have learned really to be confident in what they cook, how they cook, to be confident in what to buy, what not to buy, which one is grain, which one is not grain. And along with that, the tasty webinar really helped all of our community members who have watched them to be able to get more ideas, strategies, and information, and become a really good cook for the child. All right, so the GFCF to grain free is the first Mount Everest that you have to climb. Second Mount Everest that you have to climb is grain free to Heal and Seal. So Heal and Seal, if you have watched that video, you know that Heal and Seal is our intensive 6 months gut restorative program that we teach our students, that we help them to move through the stages. And that one is actually broth-based diet. That means most of the time your child that it's gonna eat or drink a lot of soups. Why is Heal and Seal soup based? I have talked about it in the video and a little bit on it now. So soup based diet is actually like a, how to say, it's a gentle way of reducing the body's digestive system's task so that the digestive system can rest and restore and regenerate and recover, heal. So when the digestive system gets rest, it can heal itself. And when it heals itself, the leaky gut and the gut not being able to produce a lot of the neurotransmitters needed for brain development, all of those problems recovers away, sorts away, resolves away. It is that easy actually. All you actually have to do is move through the stages confidently and with time, because sometimes your child might need more than 6 months or your child might need less than 6 months. It totally depends on the age of the child, the problem of the child, and how we are targeting those problems. So the Heal and Seal Mount Everest is sometimes even a lot of our students struggle with it and they are scared of it. Before they join, they are like, they go through the course portal, right? We have a course portal that everybody goes through, and there step by step everything is written, and they were like, they would post Dr. T, I'm really skeptical and scared of the Heal and Seal. And I'm like, please do not worry, because it's inshallah gonna be easy. And here's what I'm gonna teach you as well. When somebody goes grain free, if they are our student, I ask them to stay grain free for a month and then to move to Heal and Seal. And if you are doing it DIY on your own, then I would ask you to do the Heal and to make your child stay in the grain free stage for 2 to 3 months. Here's why. When you are staying grain free 2 to 3 months, you are yourself gaining confidence to move to the next step. Your child is getting confidence that he can eat a variety of food. Your child's body is getting accustomed to newer type of food, newer type of diet. Your child's detox pathways are slowly opening up. A lot of the time when you do DIY detox and you see regression, it's happening because the channels through which the toxins are supposed to get flushed away, it's closed. It's not cleaning up the system easier, faster. That's one of the problem. Going with the Heal and Seal stage, all you mostly have to do is, if you want to DIY that, you can follow the GAPS diet. Well, I have tried following the GAPS diet and following the book version, and it took me about 8 months to completely read from chapter 1 until the last chapter. I don't know about you, but the book is such a treasure trove, but it's also complicated. It's full of a lot of medical jargon, lots of information, and it takes time to absorb the information. I'm just saying the Heal and Seal, which is the 4th stage of the autism diet, you can use that one. You can use the book, you can use the stages in the book and try a version of it on your own, and that will be the Heal and Seal stage for you. But if you were my student, we would customize the Heal and Seal to make it easy for you to cook, feed, and process through every step of the way until your child reaches as much, I don't want to use the word complete gut recovery, because complete, perfect, 100%, all of these things actually lies with God. We humans, no matter how much we keep on saying, we still can never be 100%. We still can never be 100%. So when you are going for the broth based diet, here are a couple of strategies that's going to help you. The first thing that you need to know is your child grain free for a particular period of time. You should not move from one step to another, one phase to another very fast. Here's why. When you jump phases, your child gets agitated. Your child cannot accustom with the stages, and that is when you will see a lot of regression and frustration, and we don't want that, right? Here's the thing. When you are moving from GFCF to grain free, you will see a lot of improvements. When you go from grain free to Heal and Seal, sometimes you see a little bit of regression or a lot of regression, depending on what form of Heal and Seal version you are doing on your own child. Because what I am teaching is my protocol based. And obviously I didn't create the whole thing on my own. There was grain-free diet before our autism journey began. There were the GAPS diet before our autism journey began. What I did was I took information from those things, I experimented and saw what works and what not, and created the simplest, most complete version of brain development. That is our 5 pillars to autism success protocol. And so that you don't have to do the experiments, so that you can do it confidently under my observation and get success. So if you were my student, I would have kept you in the grain free for 1 month. And if you were doing it on your own, you should do it for 2 to 3 months. That's what I said. So here's the reason. Let's say this is a whiteboard. If I draw with a pen, colored pen, you can very clearly see it, right? This is the reason why in Heal and Seal stage, if you are doing something wrong, or if your child is intolerant to the food that you are feeding, you will see regression. Because when you were in GFCF you still were feeding your child grains. The system in the body was like a black wall or a dark brown wall. So a little bit of change was not visible. A little bit of problem was not discernible, separatable, identifiable. But now that you have been in grain free for a certain period of time, the child's body is actually detoxing, cleaner. It's more cleaner. Now a little bit of problem can be more visualized, can be more identified, can be more seen. That's what I'm trying to say. A few things that you have to make sure to ensure that your heal and seal part is successful is number one, cooking the broth the right way, and number two, identifying if your child has any intolerances or not. The cooking broth part. Inshallah, in the next few posts or videos, I'm gonna teach you how to make that happen. I also have a free version of it. If you are my Serenity newsletter person, subscriber, you can get that. It's a detox, 7-day detox I used to share. Or you can just email me. I can share those links to you as well. Broth cooking has to be the right way. Why? Because just like biryani or dal, every single recipe has its own reason for using some sort of techniques or spices, right? That is what lends the taste to the broth. If the broth that you are making is tasteless, it's bland, it's very liquid, then your child might not like it. For example, Muhammad used to love more stewy kind of soup, which I call stoop. I used to cook a lot of stewy kind of soup in which there is broth. I use broth to create the whole dish, but then the broth was not too liquid. I used a lot of mashed vegetables to make it thicken. That's what I'm calling about the stew. You need to understand which texture your child likes and implement those while you are cooking. The second thing that you have to make sure before you go to heal and seal stage, which is the fourth one, is whether your child has any intolerances or not. What is intolerance? Intolerance is actually very different from allergies. Food allergy is very visible. If your child is having allergy in any food, you will know it, you will see it, right? But if your child is intolerant to certain food, it's very hard to discern whether the child's behavior or regression is because of food A or B or C or Z, right? Doing an intolerance test actually limits the time of experimentation. It gives you a very clear-cut report where you know which food your child is intolerant in. Here's the thing. Like I was saying about the whiteboard. Let's say your child was grain-free for a few months. So now his internal situation is a lot like whiteboard. And then when you feed him, let's say beef broth, and your child is intolerant to beef, you will see a lot of regression, a lot of problem happening. That is why. Because in the clean system, it's easier to determine and identify the intolerant creating food. So that is why when you do the intolerance testing, you have the clear-cut idea of what your child is intolerant in, and you can just avoid those things. Sometimes I get a lot of questions like, my child has a beef allergy, can I use mutton? I would say larger animals usually contribute to allergens and intolerance. So if your child is intolerant to beef, they will likely be intolerant to mutton as well, or sheep, goat, and things like that. I would say just stick to chicken and fish because those are very easy to digest, non-allergenic food particles, food category, and it can really help your child. Okay? So those are the two most important things that you have to remember when you are moving to Mount Heal and Seal. All right, so once you have moved from stage 4, as in stage 2 to stage 4, and you complete stage 4, which is Heal and Seal, for a considerable amount of time, I usually say it takes about 6 to 8 months for the gut to repair considerably so that you can start seeing massive amounts of results and improvements. After that is the maintenance phase, which is the honeymoon phase, which is the phase where you can pretty much be grain-free and enjoy your life. You don't have to be strict, and it's become easy. You know why it becomes easy? Maintenance is essentially the grain-free stage. But when you were moving from GFCF to the first Mount Everest of grain free, you are like, how am I going to feed? Because you don't have the strategies, you don't have the experience, you don't have the recipes, you don't have a lot of the things you need to go grain free. But once you move to the maintenance, you have done grain free for a few months, you have done hill and seal already. Now actually the grain free part coming back again as fifth pillar, as the fifth stage, becomes easy peasy lemon squeezy, because you know 15 ways to cook broth, 15 ways to cook quinoa, 15 ways to cook vegetables, to make fruits, to make a lot of things that your child and your whole family can enjoy. So that's why maintenance becomes actually very easy. And to make the maintenance really, I would say, sustainable, I have decided to make our second webinar as learn to read the label. So if you are interested, I'm gonna link the registration details in the description so that you can register for it and you can come to our next webinar, which I'm gonna host probably at the end of November, because in the middle of November I'm going to a retreat. So when we come in that webinar, I'm gonna teach you how to read labels, because when you are in the maintenance, you can actually, like I said, your life becomes easier. You can actually buy pre-made food or convenience food. You just need to know whether the food that you are buying is going to be agreeable to your child's gut or not. We're going to learn a lot about that, inshallah, in the webinar. And another thing, just to let you know, when you are in grain-free stage or even gluten-free, casein-free stage, GFCF, I have a request for you. Please avoid processed food of all categories and varieties. Because when you are doing processed food, it's already dead food. It's already food that is with a lot of chemicals. Dead food because, first of all, a robot or a machine in a company or a facility made that food. Humans didn't make that food with their hand or with the stove, as it happens in restaurant. It's actually better to go to a restaurant than eat packaged food. Because in restaurant, there is live human using live fruits and vegetables and produce, creating live food for you who is a living organism. Which is why processed food will always make you sick, will always make your child sicker, immunity-wise sicker, digestive-wise sicker, brain development-wise sicker, and struggling. Should say no to all form of processed food as much as possible. I do understand sometimes it's really not, let's say the alternative of cow's milk is plant-based milk, and you cannot make fresh plant-based milk every single day. I would rather you buy Silk or any other organic plant-based milk from the supermarket and use it versus I will make it tomorrow. I'll make it the day after tomorrow. You keep on saying that you will do it, but you don't get to do it, and then you end up giving the cow's milk to your child. Or what other milk? Goat's milk, sheep's milk, camel milk, and so much so forth. Convenience is important. It's also important for you to know how much convenient food is available for you for your child's development. Where is the limit? How far is the limit that you can go for ready-made food and processed food in general? All right, wait for the identify labels and how to read labels webinar. And I am also going to host a live interview of our mindset coach, who's gonna teach you a lot about how to not get in your own way of success, how to get motivated, inspired, and how to know yourself so that you know what are your needs. When you give your needs to yourself, you are actually more susceptible to success. Because I have promised before 2024 started that this year I'm gonna help you reach your child's autism success. I am trying my best to keep that promise. Alhamdulillah, we have 346 students inside AZA. I'm so freaking proud of myself, my team, and you all for being part of that, because we now know that there are so many things that you can do for your child's brain development. Autism recovery does not mean curing the child of anything, changing the child from neurodiverse to neurotypical. No. Autism recovery to me means removing the problems, the struggles of your child so that your child can thrive and become the best version of themselves. That is what I wanted for my son. Alhamdulillah, he has reached his destination. That is what I want for you also, my friend, so that your child can reach autism success, whether it's in 2024, whether it's in 2025, or so forth. All you need to know is you can move from one stage to another. You just need the strategies and to know before in advance that what are the pitfalls that can happen. And I have, alhamdulillah, tried my best to share, although I wish you had the opportunity to watch the first video I made for this today, because that was about 46 minutes. You can understand I have gone really depth. I have taught a lot of the things, but now I'm like, I just want to make the second best version and share it with you guys. It's better than not doing anything. All right, so far today we have learned how to move from one stage to another of the autism diet, specifically how to move from GFCF to grain-free, mount grain-free, and the second mount is from grain-free to Heal and Seal. After Heal and Seal, maintenance is very easy. You can do it on your own. I have also shared the upcoming events and things like that. That's gonna really help you. I will see you in the next video. Do not forget to join the mini course, because you're gonna get a lot of support so that you can move. You can move from GFCF stage 2 to stage 3, grain-free. And 30 to 40% improvement happens when your child is 100% grain-free. I'll see you inside. Allah Hafiz.